Good evening and welcome to Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhudas Gopalakrishnan. Was NCP leader Baba Siddiqui murdered to send a message to his friend and Bollywood superstar Salman Khan? The plot is thickening with each passing day. There's a gangster angle, there's a gun angle, there's a Pakistan angle, and now there's an ex-girlfriend angle to this entire saga. Viewers, it's no secret that Lawrence Bishnoi has a deep-seated grudge against the actor over the black buck hunting case. In the past, he openly declared that he wants to kill the actor. But now it's Salman Khan's ex-girlfriend Somy who's raised eyebrows by reaching out to the jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi, sending out a direct message that she wants to in fact meet Lawrence Bishnoi, wants to visit his temple, perform puja over there, but before that wants to share some information that would benefit both of them. What really is that information that Somy Ali is talking about in the Instagram post that is now deleted from her profile? And what really does the actor and Salman's former girlfriend want to discuss via a Zoom call with Lawrence Bishnoi? Let's go across and ask Somy Ali herself. Many thanks, Somy Ali, for joining us here on Times Now. You've recently posted on the social media, putting out a post addressing gangster Lawrence Bishnoi. First and foremost, what prompted you to reach out to Lawrence Bishnoi in such a public and direct manner?
Well, I would like to firstly begin by thanking you for having me on your channel. And secondly, I would want to wish my heartiest and deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Baba Siddiqui, his son Zishan. And I don't know him. I don't know him personally. I don't know his family, but my prayers are with them. And my thoughts are with them, and I'm very sorry that they have to endure such a horrible atrocity that they had to go through, and especially their son Zishan, whom I'm assuming is a young kid. I don't know his age.
Well, Zishan is a young politician, but I want to understand from you, what was the thought behind reaching out to Lawrence Bishnoi?
Okay, so there are two reasons. Not too long ago, if you recall, I wrote in an interview. I said to Devender Bishnoi is the head of the Bishnoi tribe, and I did a lot of research. I have a master's in journalism and psychology. So broadcast journalism, not print journalism. So same as yourself. So basically, I learned that Devender Bishnoi is the head of the tribe. I gave the interview, and I said, I addressed Mr. Devender Bishnoi, and I said, on behalf of Salman, I would like to apologize. I would like to come to Rajasthan. And Rajasthan actually happens to be my favorite place in the whole world, because what they've done is they've preserved the infrastructure and make them into hotels. As you know, it's a beautiful, gorgeous place. Americans actually go there to get married. So I said that I would like to come to Rajasthan. I would like to meet with you, Mr. Devender Bishnoi, and I don't know his last name if it's Bishnoi, and I would like to come to your temple, and I would like to conduct a prayer and do puja and pratna in your temple. And I would like to also be on behalf of Salman, whom I'm barely in touch with. I would like to apologize because this incident happened when I was in India in 1998, and Salman was very young at the time. I remember I stayed back because I'm not a fan of hunting, and I'm not a fan of killing animals for sport, for lack of a better term. So Salman said, we're going to shoot for Hum Sab Saath Saath Hain or some film, and I believe there were 3 other people who went with him during the hunting time. And I said, he said, I'm not taking you because every time I take you and we go hunting, you say a prayer and you either cough out out loud and we never catch any animals. So I said, fine, you go on your own. Do whatever you want. I'm very anti-hunting, and it's very bad to kill animals. So anyway, having said that, years passed, and then whatever happened. I don't have a recollection. I mean, accurate recollection of what happened. I know he did serve time for it. As a human being, the Bishnois have 29, let's say, niyams, and the word for niyams in English, I'm not sure what it is, but let's call it commandments, for lack of a better term. So I have my own Somyisms. I have 15 of them, and one of them also is forgiveness. And the Bishnoi's 10th commandment, niyam, is forgiveness. So we have that similarity, both of us, the Bishnois and my book of rules called Somyism. So what struck me is that killing a black buck, and Salman didn't know that they worship the deer. I know this for a fact. So whether it's Salman or whether it's my neighbor or whether it's you, I will take a stand as a human rights advocate. People assumed I was being sarcastic, but I was being real because I didn't know that you can make Zoom calls from prison.
Right.
I was aghast. I was like, I told my mom, I said, Mummy, aapko pata hai you can make Zoom calls in India from prison? And she was like, are you serious? I said, yeah, I just saw it. And I later discovered the interview was from March of 2024. But I would, as a journalist and a psychologist, I would like to interview Mr. Lawrence Bishnoi because earlier he had said there was a rift that was caused between the elderly tribe and the young tribe, like Rampal, Bhawad, and Amol, or the young people. I don't know their names, but the younger people and the elderly, they had a rift, and it was caused by, of course, none other than Somy Ali, sitting all the way in Miami. Because I said I apologize on behalf of Salman.
Right.
Their bhai accepted. He said, we will not accept, but we will consider it. Rampal Bhawat said, no, we will not accept it. So now my appeal is, I will come. I'm long due for a holiday with my charity for 17 years. I will come towards the end of November to Rajasthan. I will go to their temple. I will pray. I'll do the puja. I will worship their God. And I will apologize on behalf of Salman.
So this is the only benefit that you're talking about, Somy Ali?
Yes, I want to go to Rajasthan. I want to apologize on Salman's behalf. I want to go and do puja, and I want to donate a significant amount to their temple. And I want some logic, given that the Lawrence he's an LLB, given that this guy is not some dimwit idiot, he's an intelligent guy, and he's very, very sensible. It defies all logic that how can he make sense out of killing a human being while, I mean, he didn't even know that they worship the deer. He didn't know. He just went hunting, and I happened not to be there to cough and make the animal run away. I want Lawrence Bishnoi to explain to me, given he's an LLB, explain to me how taking a life of someone like Salman, or be it my neighbor, or anyone, how is that justice?
I'm also asking this particularly because your message comes at a time when Lawrence Bishnoi is being accused of being behind various criminal activities, including the murder of former Maharashtra minister and a close aide of Salman Khan, Baba Siddiqui, and even issuing death threats to the actor Salman Khan. Do you believe that your outreach could have any impact on these ongoing threats?
Well, I'll tell you this. I know for a fact that if I get 25 minutes to 30 minutes with Lawrence Bishnoi, without any recording, without any taping, without him being in any pressure or being conscious and being, nervous, if I have a conversation with him and if I make a donation, a financial contribution to their temple, trust me, that I can convince him, and I can convince him to be a better human being and to stop all this rubbish and this bhaigiri and this gangstergiri and this. You're too. I'm sorry. You're not 16. You're not a thug. You're not a gangster. I believe he's 30-something. You do these things when you're in high school playgrounds. Usne mujhko dhakka mara, maine usko dhakka mara. We don't do these things in our 30s. We're grown men and women in our 30s. We have careers. And being a gangster is nothing to be proud of. Having an LLB, that's what you should be proud of. Being a good person and saving lives, that's what you should be proud of. And every human being who has gone wrong, and I have gone wrong, you have gone wrong, Lawrence has gone terribly wrong, Bishnoi, have to understand Salman did not know that that was their God and they worship the deer. They need to understand that. And by killing Salman, the deer their God will not come back. It defies all logic. My father is from India, so I come from a Hindu background from my father's side. My mother is Muslim from Iraq, so Middle Eastern. So I'm both Hindu and Muslim. I'm willing, even in spite of in addition rather to the contribution to the temple, visiting the temple, praying at the temple, to even converting to their religion if they were to stop this nonsense at this age.
Right. And in the past, you've been very vocal about your troubled relationship with Salman Khan. You've accused him of domestic abuse, cheating, so on and so forth. Given your past allegations against Salman Khan, would you agree that this kind of open message only irks curiosity amongst people and would be open to misinterpretation as well?
Well, I mean, think about it. I met Salman when I was 16. And our brain doesn't fully develop till we're 25. I've actually seen an undeveloped brain physically and a developed brain at 25. And I left India at 25. So whatever I went through with Salman, I consider that to be, it happened. Is there anything I can do about it now? Can I go back in the past and be not 16 and have a 16-year-old brain that allows me to gives me the license to act like an idiot and be a teenager and have a teenage crush and go after the biggest superstar in India? I mean, I can't control it. I'm not going to sit here and fret and worry about what happened in the past. It's gone, it's over with. I very seldomly speak with Salman, and I want to make this very, very clear for everyone to hear. I am not saying this because I care for him even in iota or for any other reason. I do not want my neighbor murdered. I don't want Salman murdered. I don't want anyone murdered. I'm a pacifist. I'm against the death penalty. And this is why I'm speaking up. Whatever happened with me and Salman, between me and Salman, listen, rooms hold stories, walls hold stories. And let's leave it at that. And nothing can be changed because rooms don't talk and walls don't talk. So there's nothing that we can do about it. So I think we should all move forward in life. And right now, rather than focusing on what Salman, what he did to whom, it's better to focus on Lawrence Bishnoi. If he's doing Zoom calls, I would love to have a Zoom call with him.
Right.
And I reiterate, I would love to face-to-face visit him. I believe he's in Gujarat in prison. I would love to visit him in Gujarat. Absolutely. That would be wonderful. And have a conversation with him as a human to human. Because
right.
I'm not scared of him. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm only scared of our Almighty. Because nothing is in our control. And let me understand, let me make all of us understand this. I think people forget this. From Lawrence Bishnoi to you to me, whether we take Delta Airlines, Air India, or JetBlue, we're all going to end up in the same destination. And that is, we're all going to be dead one day. So let's understand that and understand what our final destination is going to be. Let's use our time here on earth wisely and help other people who are in need and follow your 29 commandments.
Right.
If you're Bishnoi, why aren't you following them? Your 10th one says forgiveness. Forgive him. Forgive people. I mean, it's absurdity to me. So, Zoom call with Lawrence, face-to-face with Lawrence. I'm down. If he's down, I'm down.
Right. And the killing of Baba Siddiqui has reminded many of the 90s and the high-profile murders at that time. As someone who has been in Bollywood at that point of time, what would you say about that aspect of the concerns that are being raised?
So, I'll be very honest with you. I think of Somy as a person who's 16 and 17, and she is knee-deep in Bollywood, and she hears a little here about something called the underworld, and then she hears something about, oh, we have to do this movie because of the underworld, or, अरे ये तो करना पड़ेगा यार, नहीं तो problem हो जाएगी. So I'm getting these tidbits from here and there, right? And now going to the mind of a Somy at 17. So I'm listening to words, names like Chota Salim and Dawood and all these people. And I'm like, who are they? And I'm like, I have no idea what is going on. So one day I asked my very best friend who passed away, Divya Bharti, I said, सुनो ये underworld क्या होता है? तो कहती है, she said, तुमको नहीं मालूम? I said नहीं. So she was 3 years older than I was, and but that doesn't matter. She was still a kid. She was still 19, 20, and but she was very street smart, and she was straightforward and no filter, no attitude, very straightforward, and we were thick as like thieves. We were glued together because we were in Andolan, Sajid Nandiadwala's film. We were together. So in Bangalore, we became best friends. We were doing the outdoor shoot. And she gave me a little snippet of what the underworld is. And she said, कि अरे उनके पास बंदूक होती है और वो कोई mafia type लोग होते हैं. And again, I'm bewildered. And again, I'm 17 and I'm thinking, mafia? What does that even mean? Like, I don't know. came like straight from Miami, Florida. I don't know what mafia is. I didn't even know I wasn't allowed to go in the kitchen and peel mutter with the servants and sit on the floor. I got yelled at because I was not supposed to do that. I remember because I remember Salman auntie, it's a small thing, but she said, "Beta, kitchen में जाके आप मटर मत ऐसे छीलो नौकरों के साथ." So I said, "मगर हम सब तो एक ही हैं, हम सब तो इंसान हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ता है?" So I came with that mindset. So for me, the underworld, of course, at this age, in my 40s, I know what the underworld is, and I want to have nothing to do with them. I'd rather meet with Lawrence Bishnoi than the underworld. So that's how much I've researched them. So I didn't have any knowledge.
All right, Somy Ali, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us here on Times Now and speaking to us very frankly, not just about your post, but also about your past. Thanks so much.